Hello, it's 31 degrees today in Leeds, so it's what they would call scorchio. I'm just trying to enjoy this lovely weather, but on a more serious note, there are concerns about um, the planting, about all the watering that's got to be done. Um, but because I'm having to water every single day, which does make me concerned about the future um, in terms of actually future proofing my garden so that I can go on holiday. So it might be that I'm bringing in more desert style plants in the future, but I did a bit of desert this year. Maybe I'll do a little bit more next year. Let's see what the weather has in store for us, shall we? But now I'll just give you a little tour of what the garden looks like. These sort of plants are the ones that I struggle with in this heat. Things like this echinacea, isn't that a stunning colour? Um, I mean, it really is gorgeous, but these leaves, it needs lots of water. So I love these. I'm still going to have them. The Brugmansia is doing great, as you've seen. Lilies have gone over, but let's see what else. So we got more echinacea here. These, as I've said, do need watering, and the Crocosmia lucifer. Oh look, some of that's actually going over now. The other thing that people have been saying to me is that everything is so early in the garden as well because of the weather. We just had so much spectacular weather. Look at that. Look at the little bee. This is the sort of thing I like to do in my garden. I just walk around, look at the insects, sit and enjoy it as well. I'm afraid I'm not one of these people that says I just on my feet all the day, all the day in the garden. Because actually, what I love to do is just sit down and enjoy it half the time. I like to do a little and often in the garden. I don't know if it shows it, because sometimes people say to me, how much time do I actually spend in the garden? You know, I find that a very hard question to answer, because sometimes I could spend all day, but then when things are set up like this, generally I would just, well, I would say that I sort of spend about 10-20 minutes gardening a day, and then it's basically watering, you know. So, and you know, things like this paolonia here need quite a lot of water, I've found. Still growing really well, this. Look at that. Oh, that's an impressive plant. I love it. The Dahlia imperialis is growing really well. It's making me wonder if this year it might actually flower, because they flower for people in about November. They say in a good year. I've never had mine flower, but the heat's been so good and the height's so good for this time of year. I'm actually wondering if it might flower. I mean, look at the size here of those stems. I mean, look at the size of those. Absolutely incredible. I love this. This banana I got from Linden Nurseries, and it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful, variegated. It's actually banana. It's not the canna. It's not the variegated Stuttgart canna. This is actually a banana that's variegated, which is very nice. What can I tell you more? This is putting out a new spear. This is a Trachycarpus hybrid with a princeps. So you've got the underside of the leaf has got that gorgeous blue, but it's got the vigour of the Trachycarpus. And then there you've got my Jabea doing all right, my Jabea chilensis. some agaves, some tiny agaves, which got through the winter. I think that's agave americana there. Can't remember what the other one's called. Miscanthus lutari parios. Oh, I don't know. All these Latin names. I have also had trouble this year with the bamboo, just watering it. I love these loquats. Just look at that leaf. Isn't it beautiful? It's just a thing, object of beauty. This hasn't been so good this year. It's kind of, I think maybe the heat. Oh, we'll just wait and see. This area that I've rejigged is not looking so happy, so perhaps I mean the Yucca stratas aren't looking as happy. I know one of my subscribers who's got a desert style garden does advise, good bloke, he advises that you've got to be careful what you do, you know, with watering and so on like that. As for moving plants, I had to slightly move some of these. They probably won't thank me for doing it in summer, so I don't know what anyone would like to say about that. Please do give me your comments. Do you think these will bounce back okay? I'll tell you what's concerning is, since I've had to move them slightly, I've had kind of this browning of the bottom leaves. But I think we'll be okay, because they are otherwise quite tolerant. So other areas that have been a problem is this recently created jungle area, and what's the problem with it is the amount of water that it requires. Desert, fine with this weather, but these sort of plants here, Inula magnifica with the beautiful yellow flowers, hasn't given me them yet. You know, need a lot of water. This sort of thing's okay. Ditisca cannabina, false hemp. I've been keeping these Schefflera watered as much as possible. Also, Japanese maples have needed a lot of water. Isn't this a magnificent specimen though? But it has been hit a bit by the heat. Another thing I need to do with this particular Japanese maple, Acer nagunda flamingo, strictly speaking not a Japanese maple, it's like a box elder or something. It needs the roots trimming off, I think, slightly, and sort of putting some, I think I need to take it out of its pot in autumn, winter, trim some of the root ball, put some new stuff back in. Alternatively, does it need to go in the ground? Let me know what you think, because I have got these in whiskey barrels, and a lot of people say to me, oh, that, you know, that looks really good as a style, because it's almost like bonsai or something like that. But there is a difficulty in that some of them get quite big. How I maintain them. This is an interesting plant, to show you the interesting plants. So Aralia elata, Aurea marginata. I was at Linden Nurseries and they had the Aurea variegata and the Aurea marginata, and I had the chance to put them next to each other to decide which one I wanted. And I think when you buy things online you can't do that, but definitely preferred this one. But I'm actually looking at this now, it needs some water, so that's a good job I came over here. That is another Schefflera, rhododendrofolia over there. Seems quite happy. Some of the little Scheffleras here, I've got to watch. I think that one's got some insect on it, as well as finding the heat excessive. Here's another one. I've definitely been hit by an insect. I haven't sprayed it. Perhaps I should be rushing out getting spray. I don't know if anyone else has had this problem with hostas. They're such a difficulty this year with the heat. The reason I bought this one is it's got red stems and this foliage, and it makes such a lovely contrast, or it did in the pot, when it's actually horizontal on the ground. You can't see it so much. Maybe it's not as good. It might be better in a pot for that reason. But some of these things, like the hostas, they've been a lot of work to keep with all the moisture. You're not just battling the slug problem. You're battling trying to give everything water as well. But what has been doing well, Brassiopsis mitis, look, because it's putting out a new little leaf here. This is being eaten by something, and so's my other one in a totally different position. And someone said to me, oh, you should move it. So I don't know. I don't know. Does anyone know what's eating it? Is it slugs? I put slug pellets down. Is it caterpillars? What? Look at that's been eaten here. It's been eaten here. It's eaten there. Look, little holes. So what's causing that? Again, subscribers, give me ideas. These things are things that I need to consider in the future. The royal fern dry as a bone. It likes lots of moisture. It's a difficulty in this kind of heat. The tree ferns, I noticed the mainstream jungle people have been saying, thank you, Jungle George, for telling us, even if we went out and bought lots of tree ferns before you mentioned it. but Jungle George, thank you. He has said, look, let's be realistic. Tree ferns need a lot of maintenance. They do require a lot of water. So they are time-intensive plants. That is absolutely true. So I've got one here that's about 3.5 foot. And as I come round, I've got this lovely little Japanese area, this Japanesey jungly. You know, I got my house plants out here as well, and things like this Polycarpa fatsia. Hopefully that will be all right. Things like this begonia, bless its heart. I don't know, should I take that in over winter? Some people are saying it's hardy. This is my best hosta potentially. Give it a lot of water. And then here, going back to what I was saying, this is about, I don't know what, 5 foot. Had this for 2 or 3 years. Japanese maples, I've just cut off a piece here, because even though I'm watering them every day, this one's the worst hit. I've been cutting out bits. It's called Asa Little Princess, and I've got a friend who's got one as well in deep shade, and it's doing the same thing. I don't think it's the sun. I don't know, is it a mixture of the sun and watering? But look at the way it looks. It's so sad. So I've just given it a trim, taken some stuff out. To be honest with you, it might be one that's got to go in the future. This one, I couldn't bear to lose it. I think it's Empress, Red Emperor or something like that. Crimson, I think it's Crimson Emperor or something. Anyway, this one's been hit as well, but not as badly. I mean, it's gorgeous. Look at it. It's one of the acers which is finely dissected leaves, as opposed to the big leaves, as is this one, which has been fine. These are the big leaved maples, as opposed to those finely dissected leaf ones. Because in the garden, what we're thinking about, lots of contrast. Tell you my other things that have struggled. Look at this. Look at this poor hydrangea. I'm watering it every day. I know some people say hydrangeas don't belong in the exotic garden, but I've always loved them. They can look exotic in the right circumstance. What has happened to my Fatsia japonica variegata? This was one of the centerpieces of my garden, and it covered it covered that bin behind, so you couldn't see it, because obviously that is not part of what I want people to be able to see. It's been hit by the heat, and I keep watering it and it's just not springing back. Again, I don't know if anyone else has had this happen to Fatsias this year. I think just like the dryness. Let's talk about hydrangeas that do tolerate the drought better. Now, the ones that we were looking at over there, this type of hydrangea here has done quite well. So it seems to require less moisture than the hydrangea paniculatas. I think this is hydrangea macrophylla or something like that. And look, I planted these last year, the heavenly bamboo, Nandinia. And then I have got a rhododendron, and let me show you. Just come around. What has taken off this year has been these Trachycarpus. Look at because I bought them about 4 years ago, listening to Jungle George's advice. He said, buy them small, in some of his earlier videos. And I planted them small about 4 years ago, and I was waiting for this, sleep, creep, leap. And it, wait to got to the 4th year. I think this is probably 4th or 5th year that it started leaping. So I've had to wait a long time. I am 50. I don't have the time that these youngsters have. So I do have to think about this now. But I would say, because this one's done the same, and it came from B&Q. I bought it in winter, a quarter of the price, £5 or something, about 5 years ago, and it's really taken off. That's the Chamaerops vulcano. This conifer, I would like to make conifers popular again, because what's not to like about all that colour there in that conifer? Great for winter as well. And this is just an incredible plant, absolutely incredible, and it just goes on and on. So I think that's something that I am really, really happy with. And the other thing I've had to rescue recently is this Indian bean tree. It was too congested, it was struggling, so I have rescued it, the catalpa. I'm having to watch its water requirements. So there's been a lot to think about, and I'd like to thank you for joining me today, and I hope that you have a good summer wherever you are. I hope that you're getting the sort of heat that we're getting here, which is absolutely marvellous. I was going to come down because I wanted to finish up and show you, to be fair, show you the biggest tree fern, because I have to do so much watering. I had problems with this as well. I had problems with this room, by the way. It was infested with some sort of fly, black fly it looked like, died back. Had problems with this, with the dryness. This is the other Brassioopsis mitis here. Again, it's been eaten, but it's otherwise very good. And this was my 7-foot, tree fern. I think it's more like about 7.5 foot now. I'm 6'5", 6'5", and I am a bit on this. I should explain that the tree fern is planted on it's elevated slightly, so that's why it looks so much taller than me. At 6'5", I'm very tall. I'm not boasting, I'm just telling you for a fact, to tell you about my tree fern.